Welcome to Lesson 1. In Lesson 1, we will be immersed in the issues surrounding teaching as a career. We will explore topics like how teachers feel about their work, how teacher preparation has evolved over time, teacher salaries, and other issues affecting teacher education. We will debunk common criticisms of the quality of the American school system and review practical suggestions for you to consider as you prepare for a teaching career. Since this is the introductory course in the educational program at Walsh University, you will be asked to thoroughly review the Division of Education Undergraduate Program Handbook and become familiar with its contents and requirements. You will be reading about the pros and cons, or the good and the bad news of teaching, on page 7 of your textbook. After you have read the points, you will reflect on whether or not these arguments and issues have influenced your commitment to become a teacher. In addition, you will look at a graph depicting average teacher salaries by state, showing that teachers' pay can vary drastically, even within a state. You will be asked to consider the factors that affect salary rates and which can make them misleading, such as wealthier communities paying teachers more than poorer ones. And sometimes salaries depend on the grade level and subjects taught, and that the cost of living in different states and regions can make the same salary seem wonderful or terrible. We will explore merit pay, or pay for performance, as an attempt to award the best teachers. Merit pay often links strong student test scores and teacher salaries as a way of identifying the best teachers. Ask yourself, do better test scores correlate to better teaching? Or is that too simple? Do high test scores measure student attendance, the wealth and stability of a student's family, or just that a student had a good test day? Can you attribute test scores solely on teacher performance, or are there other factors that influence them? Another example of for performance is paying teachers who teach challenging subjects like physics or math, or those that work in high poverty districts more. So, should those teaching gifted students or those who work in wealthier communities be paid less? Think about how you feel about this current reform movement. In addition, tenure is a way to retain good teachers and remove weak teachers. Tenure is an expectancy of continued employment and can usually be obtained after a probationary period of typically 2 to 4 years. Many school districts have additional requirements to earn tenure, such as high teacher ratings, additional coursework or degrees, and a more intense evaluation process. While tenure is not a complete guarantee of job security, the intent is for it to protect teachers from arbitrary and unfair dismissal. However, there have been some unintended consequences, such as insulating weak teachers from dismissal. Many districts are considering eliminating tenure. When looking at the brief history of teacher preparation from the colonial period up to the 20th century, there was often no formal teacher training. Most elementary teachers did not even have a secondary education. Some teachers working at the secondary level had some college education, but no training for teaching or teaching skills. Teaching was considered temporary employment. Most teachers taught 1 to 2 years. In 1823, Reverend Samuel Hall established the first normal school in Concord, Virginia, that provided elementary school graduates with formal teacher training in teacher skills. Then, in 1839, Horace Mann established the first state supported normal school in Lexington, Massachusetts. Into the 1900s, the normal schools were the backbone for teacher education. In the 20th century, many private colleges and universities began offering teacher education programs, and by the 1950s, the state teachers' colleges evolved. According to the 51st annual Phi Delta Kappan poll from 2019, 60% of teachers feel their pay is unfair, while 39% feel they're fairly paid. 48% of teachers feel less valued by the community, while 52% feel valued. 50% have seriously considered leaving the profession, while 49% have not seriously considered leaving the profession. Let's explore some teacher education urban legends. Are they true or not? First, teachers are born and not made. While some teachers possess strong instructional skills naturally, practice and training are needed to become a superior teacher. All you need to know is the subject you are teaching. Effective teaching requires both subject mastery and teaching pedagogy, or the art and science of teaching. Have you ever had an instructor that knew everything about the subject but did not have the skills or strategies to teach it? Teacher education students are less talented than other college majors. Unlike other college majors, teacher candidates are required to attend to their studies, plan lessons, incorporate new technology, supervise students, communicate with parents, and manage time through close partnerships with local schools. Teaching is an easy college major. While education majors do not typically score in the top 25% on their SATs, their literacy skills compare with physicians, writers, engineers, and social workers. Let's look at the developmental stages of teaching. The first stage is survival. This is typically the first and second year of teaching. The teacher is concerned about their ability to do the job daily. They often feel inadequate and ill prepared. They need support, guidance, and comfort from someone on site. So, this is where a mentor program might come in handy. Stage 2, consolidation. This is typically between the end of the first year and third year of teaching. The teacher begins to focus on individual children and specific problem situations. They need continued on-site support and consultation, and they're open to other professional resources. The third stage is renewal. This happens between the third and fourth year of teaching. They may start to get tired of doing the same old thing. They're ready to explore new developments in the field. They like to meet with other teachers, go to conferences, and join professional organizations. And the last stage is maturity. This occurs between the third and fifth plus years of teaching. The teacher has come to terms with themselves as a teacher. They have a comfortable level of confidence in his or her own competency. They work toward an advanced degree, they read widely, and they attend teacher conferences and seminars. Have you had a teacher at each of these stages? So, what is the goal of public education? According to the 51st annual Phi Delta Kappan poll of the public's attitude toward the public schools in 2019, the majority of parents feel that academics is the main goal of public education, while the majority of public school teachers feel it is to prepare students to be good citizens. What do you think is the main goal of public education? Academics, to prepare students for work, to be good citizens, or something else?